I'm Sue Bushka, president and owner of Bushka Retirement Solutions. One of the ways that we do participate in the community, in one that's pretty dear and close to my heart, is Gradient Gives Back. And through that foundation, we have formed Bushka Gives Back. And what we do is we take a particular family that is having some hard times and we try and help them out. It's all about learning and having confidence in yourself. I think confidence is really important, and if you're confident and you really believe that you can do something, you can do it.
I'm Barbara Erlin. I like serving the people, I really do. I like to think that I have always been open with them, and I've tried to listen to their concerns and try to help them when I can. One of my main things is to remember to always tell the truth, even if it's not what the resident wants to hear. So I have encouraged women in government to, to step forward and to try it. I always said you never know until you try.
My name is Kimberly Fisher. As the president is really kind of the face of the business, the face of the company. I try to be involved with as many facets of the community as possible. Getting into the beer business, it was curious because it was mainly a man's world. And when we go to a national sales meeting and there was a break during the meetings, the lines for the men's bathroom were really long, but the women's weren't, because there weren't a lot of us in the business at the time.
I'm Will Sue. Our company has a very long history of kind of elevating and promoting women, especially within our workforce, particularly minority and immigrant women. We've employed a lot of Laotian and Hmong immigrants who've come over since the 1970s, primarily women, to do processing and grading of ginseng, both on our farms as well as here in our office. Giving them a career and an opportunity to grow and develop, and also in an environment that is language friendly and familiar for them. It's an honor to be nominated as a male, especially for this award. I mean, I hope it means that, from the standpoint of the community and our employees and the people I work with, that they find some value in what I do and what I bring to the table in terms of leadership.
My name is Melissa Johnson. I find incredible fulfillment in doing these things and walking away and going, wow, we accomplished something. And I think it goes back to when I was in college. So I started college in '96 at the age of, I won't say when, was a non-traditional student. And I wanted to go off to Washington, D.C., and I wanted to work for a think tank. I wanted to work on international environmental law. And then, life gets in the way, some family things happen, and I needed to stay in Wisconsin. And so I find myself in central Wisconsin, and not Washington, D.C., but working on important grassroots stuff. And I realize how important that is, that the old adage, think global, act local, I think really applies. I remember being a kid playing baseball with the Little League. I could practice, and I was as good as the boys. But as soon as the game started, I had to get off the field. It would always be a humiliation as you walked off because the parents were sitting there walking. Okay, Lisa, you gotta leave now. I don't want anyone to feel like that. And if I've helped a woman to never feel that, I'm okay.
I'm Heather Martell. I've found myself drawn to organizations that benefit children and women. I myself find that if you help the child, you take stress off of the mother when you can. I have worked with women, young professionals, women in their early and kind of, I would say, next phase of their career. And I've sat down and we've kind of looked at resume, looked at what areas, perhaps, what their goals were for a career. I believe that helping women from a leadership perspective grow themselves, I think empowerment is key. I think not only it's the old teach teach a woman to fish kind of a thing. You empower her and show her where her resources are, and you remind her that she already has that leadership within herself. I think she'll go farther than you ever imagined.
My name is Deb Hagel. I want to be part of organizations that are truly passionate about the purpose of what they're doing. I really do believe in giving back to the community. So previously I was part of the United Way Women in Action, and I was a founding member, and it was really about being able to look at poverty that's happening in the community, and really having a purpose and being able to impact lives. Same thing with the Wausau Child Care now. I mean, I truly believe that education is foundational. I really truly believe that it's about the purpose that the organization and what they do to serve the community.
My name is Carrie Salomonsen. A huge part of my life is being a mentor in our community. I've been a mentor to 4 NTC students from Mexico and Central America, just helping them to learn to navigate the workplace and some of their stories of the backgrounds they came from and what they're up against to give back to the communities that they eventually go home to is just heartbreaking. But I'm happy to say that all of them have found success and are just starting their careers. Early in my career, there weren't a lot of role models or mentoring set up for me as a young woman. That kind of stood out to me and just made me think that I do have a responsibility to help raise up other young women who might be struggling with some of the things I did.
My name is Martell. Women and girls need to hear it from someone who looks like them, who has some of the same aspirations. And I think that when they hear powerful stories, because we know that stories really resonate, and when people can see and feel that, oh, if Martell, a young Hmong woman or a woman in general can succeed, maybe I can too. So starting at a very young age, like I said, being involved in the schools, having kids, look at you and being a role model, it really sends a very strong signal that, their dreams can come true too.
I'm Macy Yang Her. I believe that just being out in the community is a way that I can let other women know that anyone can do this sort of work, and that if we have a dream, if we have something that we want to accomplish, that we do. I try to be a role model really for anyone. I think oftentimes as a Hmong American woman, I'm seen as someone who can contribute my culture, but I like to believe that I contribute more than just my culture. That I do have something. My education, my background, just my presence is something that can inspire really anyone.